Okay guys, so today we're going to try and tackle the enhanced greenhouse effect and the greenhouse effect. So, first thing you need to know, this is physical geography, so it's very much a process, so think of it in steps. And you absolutely will need the key language, which I will flash up on the video as we go through this, okay? So, I hope you recognize this as Earth, and this is the Sun. First we need to know, Earth is surrounded by a layer of gases. We know this as the atmosphere. Inside our atmosphere are very naturally greenhouse gases. Okay, we know them as carbon dioxide, CO2, CH4, methane, N2O, nitrous oxide, and even H2O, water vapor. Okay, again, very natural, but also very key to this process. So, what happens? Let's talk about the greenhouse effect first. So our sun emits not sunlight, we want to use more technical language than that, solar radiation. If you want to get fancy, you could say shortwave radiation. But this solar radiation passes through Earth's atmosphere. It is absorbed by Earth, okay? It takes it in. Earth then re-radiates it, so gives it back out into our atmosphere as infrared radiation or long-wave radiation. Now, one of two things will happen here. First of all, one option is it escapes back into space, okay? The other option, it is trapped by our greenhouse gases. They absorb them and then they re-radiate them back into our atmosphere. So some heat escapes and some doesn't. And that stops Earth getting too hot and too cold, okay? It means Earth's average temperature is around 10 degrees. If we contrast it to the moon has no atmosphere. It has no enhanced greenhouse effect or greenhouse effect. Its temperature in the daytime gets above 100 degrees. And at nighttime, it gets at below 100 degrees. So in one day, the range of temperature on the moon is 200 degrees. That's uninhabitable. Life can't exist in those conditions. So the fact that you are alive, the fact that you are breathing and watching this video is because of this process, okay? It's incredibly natural. The greenhouse effect is natural. What isn't natural is the enhanced greenhouse effect. The enhanced just means to be made stronger. You enhance something, you make it stronger. So you need to know a bit of a science term at this point, and that is the word concentration. Human activity is moving the greenhouse gases in our atmosphere from a lower concentration to a higher concentration. Okay? Well, how are we doing that? Well, we're burning fossil fuels. Be that in cars, it's my beautiful car, be it coal-fired power stations, be it nitrous oxide in planes, like so, air travel, or even our predominantly beef and meat diet is doing this too, because cows produce methane when they fart and when they burp, and that is a greenhouse gas. So, burning fossil fuels, air travel, and our beef-based diet are all factors, but there are others that are increasing this concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Okay, so what? We're increasing the concentration, but what is the effect of that? Okay, well, you kind of should roughly be able to tell and work it out, right? Same process happens. Sun emits solar radiation, it passes through our atmosphere, it's absorbed by Earth, it is then re-radiated back into our atmosphere. But because the concentration is higher, what's happening is less solar radiation is escaping into space and more is being trapped, okay? It's become enhanced, it's become stronger, it's become more efficient. So that blanket that literally was keeping us warm and at 10 degrees has now become too effective and too efficient. It's become enhanced. And we're already seeing Earth's temperature being pushed up by 1.5 degrees. and again, moving towards that really critical number of 3 degrees as well, okay? This is the greenhouse effect and the enhanced greenhouse effect, taking something that's very natural, the greenhouse effect, and turning it into something very unnatural that is potentially going to cause the end of life on Earth. It really is, with climate change. So I won't do a conclusion, just go back and rewatch if you need anything clarified. We'll jump now straight into an exam question and break down how I would attempt a GCSE exam question, okay? So stick around for that. If not, drop me a comment and I'll try and get back to you if you have any questions, all right? Anyway, see you next time. Tackling an explain question from the 2023 paper. This is Geography B, but again, still very useful for those candidates doing Edexcel A, AQA or OCR. So the question, take a second, pause the video and have a little read of it. Step 1 is debug the question, which really means break it down. So box the command word, explain. So because is going to be a key connective here. U stands for underline. Underline economic development. Changes. It's important because it could mean going up, it could mean going down. Greenhouse gas emissions for a country. It doesn't tell you it must be a LEDC or a HIC or a MEDC or a HIC. Again, like it doesn't really say. So it gives you a lot of freedom in which country you want to talk about. Finally, we glance at the marks. You see it's a 2-mark question, so there'll be 1 mark for the point and then a 2nd mark for the development. Again, this is the mark scheme, so you might want to pause it and have a quick read of what is and isn't available. Again, for me, the points at the top are far more accessible and simple to write about than the points at the bottom. So, increased car usage, investment in renewable technologies, burning fossil fuels, all of which, are very easy to write about, comparing to kind of like moving from an economy based mainly on agriculture. Again, still write about that, but it's definitely a lot more difficult. More money available to invest in manufacturing industries. Again, really they're talking about industrialization. Also worth noting that the examiner always has this, except any other appropriate response. So if you have a logical point that's not on there, you still can access the marks. So this is going to be our structure. 1 blank is because, and that's it. 1 sentence gets us the 2 marks. So it includes our point and our development. The blank is going to be way. Where possible, always use words from the question, okay? We want to see way go in there. So here's my first example. 1 way is industrialization because an increase in manufacturing can produce more greenhouse gas emissions. I mean, I've tried to show you how efficiently you can get the marks here. I'm going to get a mark for industrialization. Nice, there's my point. And then because an increase, so stated it's going to be an increase in manufacturing. So for me, that gets the 2nd mark. Manufacturing can produce more greenhouse gases. So I'm saying manufacturing of products causes greenhouse gas emissions to go up. For me, if you linked it to the question, greenhouse gas emissions, that's very tidy for me. It gets very efficiently, gets those 2 marks. This next one way is there could be more investment in renewable energies. Point there, because this can lower greenhouse gas emissions. I actually don't like this response so much. I feel like maybe I could have used a little bit more information. Moving countries away from coal, oil and gas probably would have added to just really secure that 2nd mark, but I still think you can do this. And the main point of this video is to really show you how quickly and efficiently you can get the marks. Because I know in GCSE, time pressure is a real thing. The next thing, or the next way I did, 1 way is increase car ownership. So get that mark there because they lead to more fossil fuels being burned. Again, so light, so quick to do, and I feel like fossil fuels being burned, it's going to get me the 2nd mark, and then increase car ownership, as you saw on the mark scheme, definitely is going to get you a mark. These are 3 examples. Each one I think would get 2 out of 2. So I hope that's useful. Again, if you found this video useful, I'll be making more, so like and subscribe it. Leave comments in the chat bar below, and I'll try and get back to you if you have any video requests. Also, just hit me up there, and I'll try and make those for you if possible. Hope you found it useful.